OChem is different from any other lower division or even high school science classes, and that it demands something else, something different from you, something that maybe you haven't done before.
I was basically a high school student sophomore year when I took this class with COVID. Like we just don't, I don't know, America is not, our education system is not built for like students to like think outside the box or like do anything besides memorize.
I think it becomes apparent pretty quickly that memorizing and going through flashcards doesn't help you solve the problems at all, because you can try to go through flashcards and look at what you've done as far as memorization, and then you'll look at the problem and you'll realize you can't apply what you've learned. It just doesn't have the same kind of flexibility and problem solving skills that OChem requires of you.
For me, I think one thing that I struggled with was the pace of the class, because like once you start hitting the second exam material, it felt like you're learning new reaction after new reaction.
Embrace your mistakes and make a lot of mistakes, but most importantly, try to learn from those mistakes. And once you do, you will never forget the like fundamental concepts, OChem concepts of that mistake. So definitely, if you bomb the first exam, just sit down, look at it, try to understand where those mistakes came from, and then you'll see that there was like this tiny little missing piece in your brain about that concept. And once you find out what that is, you're not gonna forget it again.
Just like letting yourself flounder through a couple of mechanisms, I think is helpful without knowing the answer. Just letting yourself kind of like explore the mechanism, like trying to like figure it out by yourself before doing like just flipping to the back and looking at the answer key. I don't know, that it kind of helps just struggling through the practice problems.
After every lecture, I would kind of sleep on it. And then the following morning, or if I was kind of like running behind on work, at least before I would go to the next lecture, I would actually rewrite all of my lecture notes and not just copy them like by like just robotically. Like, what did Dr. Anslin say about this reaction? Why is the ketone more difficult to break down than a hydroxyl group? You know, like really rethinking and like just trying to explain it to myself. And when there would be gaps, I would take a different color pen and be like, okay, I have a question about this because this is like a hole in my understanding. And then I would go to office hours and then I would fix it.
You know, just being able to have the back and forth between your friends, or I mean, also trying to like explain a concept that you might not know very well, but as you try to explain to a friend, it helps you develop a better understanding of whatever concept it is that you're going through.
Definitely for me, the method that really worked was doing most of the work before class and then come to class with questions and problems that I would want to go over with the professor.
Because not everybody learns the same way, I think you don't gain as much from just a standard lecture as if you were to go to a smaller group, have like some back and forth discussion between you, the GS, the TA, and like other students in office hours. I think that helps you get a better understanding, and they might be more able to address your questions in a way that makes more sense to you.
Office hours and group study sessions were helpful because you could get a more in-depth understanding of the concepts you had to know in order to be successful, like knowing which reagents would work with a given reaction that maybe you wouldn't have time to dedicate that much time to just in a lecture.
It kind of got me out of the cramming bubble. I felt like every exam that I was taking, I was like cramming a night or two before. And OChem, I realized that I couldn't do that. And so it helped me actually like reschedule things and like actually get on like a time of I need to sit down and do work on this at this time during the day. And I feel like that set me up for success in later courses because the courses didn't get easier as I went on, but now I had a better mindset and a better focus on how to schedule things.
That's when most people have their aha moment after you've seen all the material that you have to see for that class, and then you can connect the dots. That's why some people like concept maps a lot. You can like connect everything and see it all in front of you. But yeah, I remember studying and then being like, this all makes sense. Like I just get this all. It's like, wow, it's all connected. This is just like this reaction. That one's just like this one. This one's really just these two together. So that's really nothing new. And then I did really well in the final because it was worth 50% of my grade. It just skyrocketed it up like 8 points, which was crazy.